Good morning and welcome. It's Wednesday. It's 8:19 in the morning. It's the 5th day of February 2025. It's raining. I'm drinking tea. And normally today we talk about that company. And apparently that company has some real major not good news going on regarding it and a possible new person in charge or something. But as I promised, we will not talk about that company. So if you want to know what's going on with the news with company in question that makes the world's most popular role-playing game that isn't Call of Cthulhu, check out my good friend Diversity and Dragons. He's got all the latest on what's going on over there. Meanwhile, we're going to talk about another one of my favorite companies today, Free League Games, makers of my personal game of the decade, Tales from the Loop. And I could go in quite wax poetically, as they say, and why that game rings with me so emotionally. But we're not talking about Tales of the Loop because that's the past. We're talking about the present and the future with Free League, and we're talking about Outgunned. This was actually announced a little bit ago, but hasn't really gotten enough the shine that you think it would with Free League. I guess it's because it's such an obscure game from an obscure company. This is from a company called Two Little Mice. They're based out of Italy. And apparently they're big in Italy. I don't know. I checked out their website. The games that they have made is Outgunned, Household, which I guess is a fantasy game, Memento Memoria, which is a RPG of gems and corruption, Inferno, Dante's Guide to Hell, Italy, we got to make it an Inferno, I guess, and Apocalypse, spelled Apocalypse, a game about Armageddon, and that seems to be everything they've made, and they're from Italy, and they've won awards for Outgunned, Household, and Broken Compass, which isn't mentioned on here. And that's all we know about them. So they have partnered with Free League to bring us Outgunned, which is a modern day action adventure type thingy, similar to, Everyday Heroes or Era Friction or stuff like that. And this is a game system called Director's Cut, where you mechanic using small pools of 6-sided dice to determine the outcome of the hero's action. When rolling dice, your goal is not to score the highest or lower possible number, but to roll 2, 3, and 4 of a kind. Interesting. And so think John Wick, think modern day action, think stuff like this. Did very well on its original Kickstarter, according to this. It's won some awards. They were up at PAX recently, and that's all we know about that game. Let's see what else is going on with our friends at Free League today. And checking up on all the news of all the other game companies that aren't Wizards, though I guess only the Wizards news is really going to get me the most shares. But we knew that was a risk. We knew not talking about Wizards was a risk, but I promised you guys a spa day, a nice, relaxing, smooth jazz month where we turn our attention to other game companies who maybe aren't getting enough attention because Wizards is just doing something stupid. And apparently they're doing something stupid. We've got an expansion coming up for the One Ring about elves. Yes, elves of the first, second, and third age. But specifically, it looks like the second and the third. See, and this is both for the One Ring and the 5e version of the One Ring. And it's mostly apparently about the third age. Yeah, it looks like it's elves in the third age. And where they lived, what kind of adventures were awaiting for them. you know, their relationship with the Ring, their relationship with Sauron, their relationship with Middle Earth in the Third Age, their choice to leave Middle Earth at the end of the Third Age, stuff like that. So cool. If you're a fan of the Third Age and the Elves of Middle Earth and you're playing One Ring or the 5e version of One Ring, this is for you. Now, I don't know what's going on with the Lord of the Ringy stuff. Last night, I heard a rumor that Amazon was going to discontinue Rings of Power because of the political backlash that series has gotten pretty much nonstop since day one. We do know that the Lord of the Rings franchise is owned by somebody else right now. So don't know what that means in regards to publishing. We know that Wizards has got a Lord of the Rings book up on D&D Beyond because it's 5e. And so I guess because you don't have D&D without Lord of the Rings, I guess that connection, at least temporarily, makes sense. Don't know how long Wizards is going to be able to hold on to that if it's true that Amazon or somebody else's own. I don't know. I just remember that somebody changed ownership of the Lord of the Rings games. But it looks like Free League is still supporting it. So maybe that was a rumor or maybe a Mandela effect moment. That seems to be happening to a lot lately in my old age, where people remember things that I don't remember happening, or I remember things that other people don't remember happening. You know, yesterday in my interview with T-Shirt, I talked about a video game that nobody else remembers ever existing. But I distinctly remember playing at the arcade in the San Fernando Valley Mall, Studio City Mall. But nope, apparently that game never existed. This weekend, I was told by my parents about encountering an individual of some Hollywood importance who I have no memory of ever encountering. But I remember each and every, person I met at Dave's who was somehow related to Hollywood in some way, level. But this one, I was like, no, I don't remember that. I was like, oh yeah, you met her. You were so whole head over heels and with her. I was like, no, I don't remember ever meeting her, but okay, I guess that happened. All right. So my Mandela effect memory is of somebody else getting the ownership of Lord of the Rings type stuff. But then we had that weird animated War of Rohan, that movie that took place before the Lord of the Rings that was animated about a moment in the history of Rohan that never happened, featuring a character that didn't exist. Well, J.R. Tolkien didn't give that character enough attention in the books because that character doesn't exist. We've got a Dragonbane quick start out. This one should excite you guys if you are a fan of Dragonbane. This is called The Sinking Tower. It's the new free quick start for Dragonbane that was released. So it's got a quick start adventure and some pre-generated characters. It's available on the drive-thru and directly from Free League. I'll post a link down below. If you're curious about Dragonbane, check this out. It's called The Sinking Tower. We've got some news coming up about the new aliens. The kickstart for this one should start around March 25th, our time. It's the Alien the Role-Playing Game Evolved Edition. Not only does this clean up and represent the award-winning Aliens role-playing game, it also adds all the new stuff that's been added to the Aliens universe since that point in time, including Romulus and the proposed upcoming maybe alien television show, Alien Earth. Anybody hear about that? Yeah, apparently there's a television show called Alien Earth. This is a television show that has been bopping around for years. For years. What happened to the eggs that were brought back to Earth? What happened to the spaceship that crashed on Earth at the end of Alien 4 that had aliens on it? What would happen if an alien got loose on Earth? How quickly would it destroy Earth? Would we be able to stand up against it? So that's been bopping around for a long time, and it looks like it's finally getting made, or I'm having another Mandela moment and I'm just remembering something that never existed. Anyways, this should include everything that we currently know about the alien universe, including Prometheus, I guess, and Romulus. And it's got new core rules, a starter set, cinematic scenario sets, and alien miniatures coming out. So if you are a fan of the Aliens universe, this should be exciting for you. And then the most recent news from Free League we have is some stuff coming up for Vossen, their Nordic horror role-playing game. They've got Mythic Carpathia and City of Nightmares. Mythic Carpathia, of course, we'll be talking about the Carpathian Mountains, that part of Eastern Europe, Baba Yaga, the Romani, and of course, Vampira, because the Carpathian Mountains is where Castle Dracula is and where the original stories of the vampires, at least the Eastern European vampires that we most associate with vampires, including Vlad, came out of. So that's interesting. And then we have City of the Nightmares. City of the Nightmares is a campaign setting, I guess, for Vossen. It's a full-length 4-part campaign in which the characters are invited to the capital to investigate a series of grisly murders, only to become involved with a much deeper mystery and a secret society that is threatening to throw the city into chaos. So 19th century Stockholm, but could also be adapted to London, Prague, or any Gothic metropolis of the era. Beautifully illustrated as always. The one thing Free League does is art. They knock the art out of the box. I mean, they truly have some emotionally charged art going on. So that's what's going on with Free League. Yay! Nothing going on with Twilight 2000. Nothing going on with Blade Runner. Nothing going on, of course, with their biggie, Tales from the Loop. We do have the Electric State thing that's going to be on Netflix pretty soon with Millie Bobby Brown, which, although visually connects with the Electric State book by Free League, the story has absolutely nothing to do with the Electric State, and instead is something about a robot revolution. And I don't know. I guess they decided that the story of Electric State was a little too depressing and uninteresting, so they decided to pump it up with a robot war and some other stuff. At least they got the imagery correct. So there's that. It's a story of the Electric State, I guess, loosely based upon the graphic novel and the role-playing game, but also taking a lot of leeway with the story by making it a little bit more action-packed. Because let's face it, the story of Electric State is pretty depressing, you know. And you could stretch it out and make it interesting by just detailing the story of the girl and the robot as they cross the United States to achieve their goal. And each episode is a different stop, and you make it almost like The Walking Dead, but just kind of a little bit more depressing and a little just more about how the world is slowly slipping into this NUI oblivion through the eyes of these two individuals. But I don't know how interesting that would be of a TV show. So I guess I can understand why they're trying to pump it up with a little action adventure comedy, things exploding type stuff. Anyways, that's everything that's going on with Free League this week. If you're interested in what's going on with Wizards of the Coast, again, links down below to check up what's going on with over at Diversity and Dragons or Jeff Gamesbox. That's it for Free League news today. If you appreciate this this momentary lapse in Wizards of the Coast news as we explore the rest of the tabletop role-playing game universe, let me know. If you're not appreciating this and miss the old crap, let me know. Remember, this is all for you. This is for me. My gift to you for helping me hit 2,000 subs is to give you guys a safe space from the chaos and anarchy, heat death that is Wizards of the Coast. See you later. Have a great day. Stay safe. It's raining.
Mischief in the air and trouble on our minds, leaving those spellbound Cause ain't got no time.